What is your favorite game mode in Battlefield Hardline? Hello, guys, Mac here, and today I'm going to be talking about a game idea. I would love to see kind of a mix of two different games that I would love to see mixed together in one game in the future. Now, this would be Battlefield Hardline mixed with Need for Speed. Now, the reason why I asked you guys, what is your favorite game mode in Battlefield Hardline? Now, the reason why I asked that is I want to get your guys' thoughts on that. So let me know in the comments right now, as you're watching this video, let me know your favorite game mode in Battlefield Hardline. Now, the reason why I bring that up is I feel a lot of people in the Battlefield Hardline community would say that one of their favorite game modes, if not their favorite game mode, is called Hotwire. If you don't know what Hotwire is, it's a game mode in Battlefield Hardline where basically what it is, you have to go steal some vehicles. There's different vehicles. There's the tankers, the sedans, the vans, all those, and you have to go steal those vehicles. And once you start driving around, once you get to a certain speed, once you get to the top speed, you will start gaining points for your team, and it's just overall just a fun game mode. But I feel that it could be improved a lot, and I want to talk about that in this video, as well as just give a kind of idea for a future game I would love to see. So what kind of inspired me to make this video, and the way I kind of got this idea is, now Jigsy, who's a community manager at EA, now recently he tweeted out the new kind of teaser trailer for the new Need for Speed game that was just recently kind of teased. And it's a pretty good trailer. It's not really, I guess, a trailer, it's more just a teaser. Just like a 30-second teaser, and you're watching that in the gameplay right now, or in the background right now. And he tweeted that out, and Agent675 said, "Only time I actually enjoyed driving in the game was Hotwire in Battlefield Hardline." And whenever I read that, I was like, you know what we need? We need a Battlefield Hardline mixed with Need for Speed. We need a racing-centered game of Need for Speed mixed with Hardline. Just take Hotwire and improve on it. Now, there's kind of already a game, or even like a mini series in the Need for Speed series, kind of like Battlefield Hardline, but with a Need for Speed twist on it. Now, it's actually called Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Now, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit has kind of 3 games in it. You have Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit, which was released in 1998. You have Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, which was released in 2002. And you have Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, which was released in 2010. And in the gameplay, you're watching the one from 2010. And it's basically a game where it's Need for Speed, but cops versus criminals. Like, you have your one side that's, a street racing kind of thing going on, and then you also have the cop side where you can go take out the criminals. It's overall just a very, very fun game. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is I feel Battlefield Hardline Hotwire has some great potential. I feel that the driving aspect of Battlefield Hardline has some great potential, and that's what I want to talk about in this. So basically, what this game would be, what my idea with this game would be, is it would be Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, which you're watching in the background, and in the gameplay, mixed with Battlefield Hardline. So we take the best parts about Battlefield Hardline Hotwire and the driving aspect of that game, and we mix it with the best parts about Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. So I'm just gonna talk about what I would like to see in this new game that I kind of have an idea of. One would be an open world single player, and kind of an open world online, but that's kind of, we'll talk about the online in a little bit. But I would love an open world single player. Now, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit was kind of an open world game. It wasn't really like super open world where like you would set jobs, just by driving to the area. But you did have a free mode, portion of the game where you could just drive around. It also was kind of an open world where your jobs would kind of exist in the actual, map itself, which was created. It was a pretty good world. But I would love to see a new, a new world. If this was actually, a game that was created, I would love to see a new open world where you could just drive around. You could, let's say you're a cop, you'd have random events, which is another thing I would like to see. Would say if you have random events where you're driving around as a cop. Oh, this guy just carjacked this car. Oh, well, now you're gonna have to go take down that guy and go arrest him. I think that would be fun, and I would really like that in the game. I would also like to be able to play as both sides, similar to Hot Pursuit. So you could play as cops or criminals, depending on your choosing, and you could just switch anytime you want, because it would be like different. You'd have like a different character for each, basically. Also, I'd really like it to have more of an arcadey feel. Now, the driving in Battlefield Hardline isn't that bad, but it kind of feels a little clunky. It feels a little slow. I would just love it if the cars feel responsive. And that's something that Battlefield Hardline doesn't really have much of. It's not terrible. The driving isn't terrible, don't get me wrong, but it's also not responsive sometimes. Next is, I would love it if you could get out of your vehicle. You couldn't do that in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. I would love it if you could in this game, and I would love it, let's say you get out of your car and you could, just run around. The game itself wouldn't be like existing on the ground, but the main stuff in the game, you could get out of your car if you wanted. And also, I would really like it if whenever you got in a car, there would actually be an animation. You wouldn't just teleport into the vehicle. That's always been something that I kind of had a critique with the Battlefield series. So let's talk about the multiplayer. So the multiplayer for this game would basically be similar to more Battlefield Hardline than Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Now, you'd have certain game modes. Hot Pursuit, you'd have Race, you'd have Hotwire in the game, and you'd have game modes like that. And I may make a separate video on the game modes itself, but the maps would be based off of the actual world itself. So let's say, kind of similar to, I guess you could say, GTA 5, where GTA 5 you have the Los Santos, you have San Andreas, and then you'd have the races inside of that world. That is kind of the idea I'm kind of getting with this. So you'd have the open world, but the maps and all the areas and stuff would be based in that area, like in that open world. Now the map, the actual game itself wouldn't be open world unless there was like an open world game mode for it. I think that would be kind of cool. Like, would say, like there wasn't actually a persistent open world, kind of similar to GTA Online as well. But you'd have cops versus criminals, and I think that would be kind of cool. And then for the game modes, you would have a few game modes. One would be Hotwire. That would just be the same as the Battlefield 4 version. You'd also have, like one I was thinking is kind of like Hotwire, but you'd actually have to take the cars back to a certain location. And you'd have to drive them back. Now, one I was also thinking about would be called Race. It would basically just be a race. There wouldn't be any cops in it. But then there would also be Race Hot Pursuit. And this would be one of, if not the best game mode in the game. Now, if you guys have ever played Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, you would know that the Hot Pursuit game mode in there was amazing. Basically, Hot Pursuit is you have the racers versus the cops. And it is an amazing game mode. You have cops going after the criminals. You have the criminals going after each other and the cops. It's overall just a very fun game mode. That's how it would work in this game. You'd have the criminals, would say like they have like a street race, and then the cops have to shut them down. If the cops are all working together, but the criminals, like since they're on a race, they not only have to deal with the cops, but they also have to deal with each other. It makes that good balance. It's like, if you're a criminal, if you're on the race side, would you want to go take out one of your like opposing teammates, like technically teammates, but you're really like in a free-for-all with those guys, or would you want to take out the police, but then risk that the person at the other racers are gonna get ahead of you because you took out the police? That would be fun. Another thing I would really like is some good cars. The cars in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit were pretty good. You didn't have much customization, which is one thing I would love. Would say you could go and customize your car, which is something that you can kind of do in Battlefield Hardline, but I would like it even more. Like, would say you could just customize your car. Would say you could put like, if you're a racer, you could put spoilers on it, bumpers on it, stuff like that. You could put a chassis upgrade on it, and certain things on it like EMPs or better tires, or better traction for your wheels or something like that. And that would be pretty cool. Or even like tinted windows or something so that cops couldn't see you as well. and couldn't identify you as well. And then you'd also, like, if you're the cops, you could like customize your car and put like more armor on it, or brighter lights on it to warn traffic or something. I think that would be kind of cool as well. Just customize your car, and I want that kind of to be in the game. Like, I want to feel like I customize this car. I want to feel like I own this car, and I would love that. I would really like that if that was in the game. And other than customization, there would also be a lot of features from Battlefield Hardline, because I know this is kind of seeming more like a Need for Speed Hot Pursuit game, but there would be features like from Battlefield Hardline. One would be you could shoot guns. You could, of course, get out of your vehicle, which would be in Battlefield Hardline. There would also be a first-person mode that I would like. Also, you could lean out windows, so you could have a friend in your car, which would be nice. And just a lot of features from Battlefield Hardline that I would like to see in Battlefield Hardline. Also, I'd really like to be able to pilot helicopters. That was a pretty cool feature in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. But you couldn't actually pilot the helicopters. But I would like it if other players were actually, flying the helicopters and stuff. Basically, that's just my thoughts on this. I would love it if there was a game like this. Imagine just cops and criminals, but a racing theme for the game. Who knows if this will ever happen? I would love it if this happened. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you would like to see this, let me know in the comments. And also, what would you like to see, like, improved with Battlefield Hardline? And what would you like to see from Need for Speed Hot Pursuit? Another thing I kind of want to mention is that this probably wouldn't be called a Battlefield game. This would probably be called like a Need for Speed game, just because it wouldn't really be much like a Battlefield game. It'd feel a lot more like a Need for Speed game, just with a lot of elements from Battlefield Hardline. Leaning out the windows and shooting and stuff, which is a fun thing to do in Battlefield Hardline. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. Would you like what features from Battlefield Hardline would you like to see in it? What features from Need for Speed Hot Pursuit would you like to see in it? Or just any game in general? What would you like to see in this kind of idea? And would you actually like this to be the case, or would you like to see like a different Need for Speed, or would you like to see like a new Battlefield Hardline that wasn't racing centric? Let me know your thoughts on that in comments. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. Hope you enjoy. Feedback is always appreciated. I'll see you guys in the next video.